Hey there folks, Graham here. Welcome to the channel. Today we're looking at the Behringer Bigfoot microphone. We're going to be doing an unboxing so you can see exactly what you get for your money, and then we'll be doing a review of the features of the microphone. If you're in the market for one of these USB condenser style microphones for YouTube videos, podcasts or whatever, then continue watching this video as this one's a contender, but I'll let you decide at the end whether it's for you or not. So let's get started. So here we have it. Here's the Behringer Bigfoot in its box. Nothing really on there. It just says it's an all-in-one USB studio condenser microphone. No other details. So if we just begin with the unboxing, open it up, and the first thing we've got that we'll see on top is the instruction manual, along with the obligatory Behringer sticker. And the USB cable, which for interest is a mini USB jack cable. So then just removing the polystyrene, so it's fairly well packed to avoid damage in transit. We've got the microphone itself, nicely wrapped in plastic to avoid any dust contamination or anything of the condenser capsule. So there we go, we've got the USB cable, the microphone and the instruction manual and the sticker. The USB cable itself, as I say, this is a mini USB cable, and if I just stretch this out a little bit, it's a good sort of 6 feet in length, so if you want to move your mic away from your desk at all, then you've got a fair bit of length in the cable. Now the microphone itself comes already installed on a sort of desktop swivel stand. Seems pretty sturdy, so you can sort of swing the microphone around to protect the capsule tucked away. It's got a nice feeling and a nice weight to it, and yeah, it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty smart in terms of design. They've done quite a nice job. You've got a volume and mute button on the front, and then on the back you've got a gain switch and a polar pattern switch, which we'll talk about in a moment as we look at some of the features. So that's pretty much the microphone and what you get in the box for your money. As I say, it's well built, got a nice weight to it, seems very sturdy on its base. So what we're going to do now is have a look and listen at some of the features of this microphone. So here we have the microphone itself. The front of the microphone is where the Behringer logo is, underneath which there's a mute button, which if I just demonstrate, I can bring the mute back on again, and if I continue talking as I press the mute button, then my voice comes back in again. It seems fairly silent in its operation. Below the mute button we've then got a headphone volume switch, which if I turn the microphone up this way, you'll see on the base there is a headphone jack here for direct monitoring of your voice with 0 latency, and there's also the thread adapter here for putting the microphone onto an alternative stand. For example, I normally mount mine on a boom arm on the desk because it gives me more space on the desk and manoeuvrability rather than using the supplied swivel stand. However, as I said earlier, the swivel stand itself is fairly weighty and fairly solid and does its job very well. And then we've also got the mini USB connecting it to the computer. So then turning it round, at the moment I'm in omnidirectional mode as they call it, so you shouldn't really hear any difference to my voice, but on the back we've got a gain switch, so if I were to move the gain switch up, you should see a marked increase in the volume of my voice. Might even start clipping in a little bit. I find this, generally I speak quite close to the microphone because it removes any sort of echo from the room, and for me that makes it quite a hot mic, so I normally have the gain pretty much turned all the way down, and then I've got my other settings in OBS, etc. Now, one of the key things with this is it's got 4 polar patterns on it, so it's not just a standard condenser microphone with one cardioid, I should say, pattern. It's got 4 different polar patterns. So if I move it to this first one here, this is effectively what they call stereo mode, so this would be good for recording guitars or other instruments. And just to demonstrate this, if I talk to the left hand side of the microphone, I should be coming out of your left speaker or into your left ear. and if I talk into the right hand side of the microphone, I'm coming out of your right speaker or into your right ear. So just to demonstrate that again, coming out of your left ear, coming out of your right ear. So that's the stereo pattern. Omnidirectional, which I was using a second ago, omnidirectional means that it's picking up from completely around the microphone in all directions. So if you're outside and you want to record room ambience or outside or anything like that, then as I move around the microphone, you should find that my voice doesn't really change at all, because it's picking me up from all sides, and so therefore there's not much difference in the sound. The next setting is the cardioid mode. This is pretty much the standard mode and what I would use in normal circumstances, which is the standard heart-shaped cardioid pattern, where it picks up predominantly in front of the microphone, round to the sides, and then diminishes on the back. So if I demonstrate that, I'm talking directly into the front of the microphone. Now, I'm talking to the front of the microphone, sorry. So I'm talking into the front of the microphone. If I turn around to the left, and as I turn around, I'll get a little bit quieter and a little bit quieter, and then I'll hit a real dead spot at the back where my voice is much more muffled, and then as I come round, you'll hear my voice getting louder and louder and louder until I get round back to the front of the microphone. So that's the cardioid pattern, and the last pattern is bidirectional. So this is now recording from the front and the back, but not from the sides of the microphone. So quite a good setup if you're doing a two-person interview, for example, and this is sitting on the desk in front of you. So this is me talking into the front of the microphone. This is me talking into the side of the microphone. I should be a bit more muffled. This is me talking into the back of the microphone, which should be very similar to the front. And this is me talking into the other side of the microphone. So again, I should be quite muffled. And then that's bringing me back round to the front of the microphone. So now I'll just stick it back into cardioid mode and we'll finish off the video. So there you go, that's the Bigfoot microphone from Behringer. Just for information, I've been using this to record all of the audio throughout this video, and just also for information, I bought this myself with my own money. This is just an honest review of a product that I own. Does it sound good? Is it for you? I'll let you decide on that. If you've enjoyed this video, then please remember to subscribe and ring that bell. It really does help me to make this content for you guys. But for now, take care and catch you later.